Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noob. Today with me joining for the first time, Jared.
What's up?
Yep, and Jared from Comics League. So so many of those of you who've seen me with interact with him know he's a big Superman fan too.
Yep, Clark's my
And although
boy.
our opinions on Lois notwithstanding, but today we're going over an Elseworlds I really like, Superman: The Darkseid. Basically, what if Superman landed on Apokolips?
Which is a horrible situation for anyone that pisses off
Yeah,
Darkseid, because
I know.
it's not going to turn out well.
I know exactly. Um, but um, but yeah, now of course, why would Jor-El send him there? He didn't, not intentionally.
Didn't they adapt this in Superman the Animated Series,
They
kind
took
of?
no. They didn't adapt it. They took inspiration from it,
Yeah.
but it was taken from this.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yep. Now this is a scan. I got this scan from online. This is someone doing it from their own copy of the book,
Sweet.
but I do have my own copy. So Um, and yeah, we open up and as Krypton is ready to blow.
As usual.
And oh boy, look at how Jor-El and Laura look here.
It looked like
Our work,
Tron.
our work is complete, husband. Kal-El will escape Krypton's destruction. Still, I cannot help but wonder how different things might have been had the Council heeded your warnings. Such speculation serves no purpose. Wife, be content that the boy is bound for a world on which he will not only survive, but will, and live as no Kryptonian before him ever has. So wow, they're taking the burn version of him and amping it up to 11.
Yeah, particularly how they look like cyborgs, kind of.
Now look at the S. Look at the S shield.
Yeah,
You can barely make it out, but it's there.
kind of like Brainiac to a degree.
But yeah, launched up. Brainiac does not appear in this. I'll make that clear.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but as he's about to make it to Earth, a portal intercepts it and brings him to Apokolips.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of pontificating in the narration. I'm skipping over a lot of it. Look, up in the sky. Stop waiting and follow the blasted cart, woman. I'm tired of doing all the work around. Ah! How are we going to explain this, Marta? All them engine parts were supposed to deliver and delivers been scragged. Why'd that flying contraption have to pick us for target practice? Great Steppenwolf's goals. It looks like a cub, but the little thing's pale as death. Jodo, no, shut up, woman. I'm just gonna poke it to see if it's alive. Sweet mother of night, woman. This brat's strong enough to be one of the highborn. Oh, Jono, at last our prayers have been answered. Think how much Granny Goodness will pay for a youngin like this. We'll be rich. Low lives. Let us hope they have not contaminated our alien refugee. I believe there can be little chance of that, my lord.
I love how he calls him Great Steppenwolf's ghost. That's great.
Yep.
I love that.
Behold, Metron, the infant neither cries nor shrinks. It shrinks from my touch, and he gazes at me without the slightest glimmer of fear. Too few who have stood before Darkseid can make such a claim. That is why I brought him to you, my lord. He is a unique specimen and possesses great potential. We shall see, Metron. And if all you claim is true, I will mold this child into an engine of destruction who will be feared throughout the universe. So yeah, meanwhile we're seeing stuff with Orion on the New Gods and on New Genesis dealing with the bugs, and Light Ray's trying to tell him, quit knocking them off, not bothering them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Orion being Orion.
Yeah, of course.
Dealing with Bug. The character Bug, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Fred Bug with 2 cheese.
But Hi-Fi Father calms him down. I'm skipping through a lot of this because this is typical New Genesis stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Metron shows up and talks to him about, he does not know the truth, brings up the whole notion about, his, the truth of his parentage and all that. But then we see Scott Free, meanwhile, on New Genesis, on Apokolips is trying to escape. He's gathering up all the parts he needs, and he has a run-in with Big Barda.
That's a cool big Barda design.
Yep. Give me one reason I shouldn't haul your butt to the brig. I need to do some after-hour flight disc training. If I don't pass next week's flight exam, I'll be expelled. I'll let the curfew violation slide this time, Cadet, but don't let it happen again. What's your name, Cadet? Scott Free. I'll be watching you, Free. Lucky me. Forgive the intrusion, my lord, but a boom tube generator was stolen earlier this evening. My intelligence report that young Scott Free is responsible for the theft. I am aware of Scott Free's nocturnal ramblings, Darkseid. You untinctuous toady. Not even Granny's goodness, stirred discipline has smothered the boy's need to assert his independence. Good. Why do you indulge his rebellious behavior? I would think you would take great pleasure in punishing the son of Highfather for such transgressions. Every punishment the boy has experienced has only strengthened his resolve to break free of his wretched life. And I will let him make his escape, because when he does, the pact between New Genesis and Apokolips will be broken. Then you have brainwashed the boy to kill Izia when he makes his way to New Genesis. Or perhaps you've infected him with a viral toxin that will wipe out the new gods. No, the instrument of New Genesis destruction lies in the subterranean chamber. Do you mean the alien you rescued many years ago? I cannot thank Metron enough for bringing the Star Child to Apokolips. Behold my Superman! Why, Master, with such perfect features, he could pass as one of the new gods. In form, perhaps, but in heart, he is a true son of Apokolips, merciless, deadly, and completely loyal to me. Oh, dear.
Yeah. So another evil Superman story. Well,
Nah, actually, it doesn't go where you think.
All right.
And look, even the S is down there.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Is your new armor functioning properly, my son? It feels as if a molten fire courses through my vein. The armor acts as a conduit, which draws geothermal energy from the heart of Apokolips. Energy that your singular metabolism absorbs to give you immeasurable strength and stamina. I do not mean to sound ungrateful, my lord, but I long to prove myself in combat. I know you grow impatient, but that time is close at hand. No, and basically they give the summary of what happened, the war between them all and everything.
That's
and
cool.
Look at Kalibak there. Kalibak is victorious. Who will face me now?
It's kind of funny. It says Kalibak, but it looks like Doomsday.
He does look like Doomsday. But then coming up from one of the fire pits, oh, look at that armor.
That is so cool.
Yep.
The way it glows gold like it's exuding sunlight.
Yep, of course, because it absorbed all the heat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's fighting Kalibak, and the fight goes as well as you expected.
Mm-hmm.
My lord, father, kill him.
That's awesome.
My loyal subjects, tonight I give you the victor. Behold, my Superman. Tell me, Darkseid, now that your first son is dead, will you name the alien your heir apparent? What need do I have for a successor? I am an immortal. I am my own dynasty. The Kryptonian is merely a weapon I have forged to raise against my enemies. And yep, even Barda finds like he's indeed a warrior worthy of my fury, Mad Harriet. I wouldn't mind testing his moves in a more private arena.
No, we sure you would, Barda.
But yeah, Scott now feels like he needs to get out of here. He needs to leave. He needs to attempt to escape. He could have waited, but now with Superman there, nuh-uh, he has to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Hyman.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hyman. But then, the Superman, what are you doing here? Darkseid requested that I monitor your movement. He believes you dangerous. Take a message to Darkseid for me. Go to blazes! Oh dear, unfortunately, Scott is slammed in the wall and his legs are broken.
Mm-hmm.
But he's able to use the boom tube to get out of there. But as soon as he goes to on the Darkseid, I have no excuse to offer, my lord. It is my fault that scot-free escaped. I failed you. Then you make certain it does not happen a second time, Kal-El. I am unworthy of your generosity, great Darkseid. I swear to you, I will hunt Scot-Free down no matter where he runs. Concern yourself no more with Scot-Free. He has done exactly what I intended. You see, I cultivated a seed of rebellion in Scot-Free's young mind just as I gave him an avenue of escape. I'm afraid I don't understand. Once High Father's son has left Apokolips, the pact between New Genesis and Apokolips is broken. Now I am free once more to wage war on the hated new gods. To that end, I constructed this, the Omega Warhead, which carries a payload of pure Omega Force, an energy so deadly that it will reduce their shining world to a lifeless graveyard. Won't the new gods intercept the bomb before it reaches their planet? If it were mounted on a conventional missile, perhaps. But that is why you will deliver the warhead to New Genesis. Personally.
I figured that's what he was gonna do.
For Darkseid, death to New Genesis! To arms, my brothers and sisters! Grant the Legion of Apokolips no quarter, for they will give none! That which you so long desired is final reality, a pity. Apokolips and New Genesis are at war. As long as Darkseid has ruled, war has been inevitable. You cannot make peace with an enemy who would subjugate the entire universe to his will. So yeah, he's about ready to go in there when, out of my way, new god!
Yeah, that is just such cool armor for Superman. Jeez.
Yep, and yeah, he's trying to stop him. And is that the best you have to offer, Orion? I'd hope for more and more from the Wolf of New Genesis. A pity I cannot engage you in battle. Darkseid entrusted me with a mission of greater importance than personal combat. So pump all the way through. How different this place is from Apokolips. How vibrant and alive. Is it truly necessary to destroy such a singular world in order to defeat the new gods? Darkseid's word is law, and it will not be questioned or disobeyed. Darkseid's will be done. Beep, beep, beep. Boom. Everything's starting to go. They make it up there to New Genesis, to High Father, who ends up sending them away. He's transporting everyone to another planet where Darkseid searches for the anti-life equation. So right as he goes there, Superman and the others show up, but then High Father approaches him. Step aside, cowards. You have nothing to fear from an old man. I have been waiting for you, Deathbringer. There's so much you don't know. Where are the other new gods? My men say they vanished in mid-battle. I see now why Darkseid kept your existence a secret. You were not born of Apokolips or New Genesis. You lie, old man. Darkseid raised me since birth. Darkseid is a master of deception. It is time you know the truth. Ah! Where are we, old man? We are at the source wall, a direct channel to the energy that binds all living things. Spare me your sermon. Huh? Is this another of your tricks? No trick, my son. These words right inflame our prophecy. The war will end when Destroyer becomes Creator. In them you will find your true destiny. This means nothing to me. You will never understand the prophecy until you understand yourself. First, you must learn the truths of your origins. Shows them about the structure of Krypton. I don't know why, but I believe you. But I do. Why have you shown me this? Sometimes the roles we play in life seem preordained, but that is not so. The future is created by the choices we make in the present. Like you, I was raised to be a soldier in the war between Apokolips and New Genesis. I chose a different path, the way of peace. Now I challenge you to make your own destiny. You've done nothing but confuse me. My time is at an end. The source will take you where you began. He's then sent into Earth.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, way down by the armor. He removes it and makes his way up there. But he can't. He can barely swim. So hope I don't regret this. You're a big one. Lucky for you, I've been working out. You're alive. That's a good sign. Where am I? You're in Metropolis, pal. My name's Lane.
Oh boy, I know who that is.
Yep. Any sign of Kal-El, Darkseid? Not a trace of him, my lord. It's possible he was calling the Omega Wave. A pity. Nonetheless, he served his purpose. New Genesis is dead. I am victorious. Now we need only find and eradicate the remaining new gods. You know their location? Of course. High Father sent them to Earth. So how was that for the first issue?
Really good. It reminds me a lot of the Nightmare timeline from Zack Snyder's Justice League a little bit, and that Darkseid invades and basically uses Superman as a weapon to drive his war machine and everything.
But here, though, he actually succeeds.
Well, he succeeds at first in the movie too, but
But here,
yeah,
though, it tells you that no matter what, even by being raised by Darkseid, Superman's good nature is going to be seeping through.
Yeah.
So this is a case where, and again, this has been shown in a lot of these stories. Superman Red Sun had something similar, where he's still a good man at heart.
Even Flashpoint Beyond too, when I think Batman asked Superman, "Why, after everything humanity has done for you, done to you, why are you still fighting to defend them? Why are you willing to die for them?" And he goes, "Because the human race as a whole is worth dying for. It's worth protecting." And I'm like, "Oh wow, okay."
Exactly. Whereas here, though, like I said, here it's a little different.
A little bit, but again, I love all of the designs in this. Even Darkseid's like suit and everything, it looks super cool.
Very different, but
Mhm.
and like I said, I do like how Darkseid doesn't. It's just written straight, as is no trying to add like awesome power or anything like that.
No. Well, he already has awesome power too. Even in this story,
Yeah.
he's invincible.
Oh no. Oh, I know, but I'm saying no. But when he actually says that, I mean, I know they're
Mhm.
using it in the old-fashioned sense, but sometimes when I see a writer have him say that, it's just like, I
have unlimited power. I'm like, okay, dude.
yeah. But glad to see you're breathing, pal. So you have a name, Kal-El. Okay, Kal-El, care to tell me you ended up floating face down in Metropolis Harbor? Metropolis? Is that this world's name? Metropolis is the city. You didn't happen to be released from a hospital recently. Clearly, I've been transported far from both Apokolips and New Genesis. Tell me, woman, what pantheon rules this planet? Hold on, cowboy. Let's get a couple of things straight. First, it's Lois or Miss Lane, not woman. And second, I just saved your life, so I get to ask the questions. Now, with that in mind, what the hell are you talking about? The last thing I remember was standing with Highfather at the source wall. This and must be his doing. I destroyed his world, and as retribution, he somehow stranded me on another. Oh yeah, right. Makes sense to me. Like any major city, Metropolis attracts a share of lunatics, although not all of them have this one's Olympian build.
Of course, there you go.
Oh, I loved it. Also, it wasn't my intention to play lifeguard this morning, but hey, I'm an ex-Girl Scout. I couldn't let the poor guy drown. Okay, I love her face in this one here.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And look, I'd love to stay and learn more about you and your religious delusions, but it's almost 6. If I don't get my butt in gear, I'm going to miss out on a story that could win me the Pulitzer. Your manner is strange to me, Miss Lois Lane. Not as strange as your fashion sense, but hey, it's a free country. So listen, since you don't seem to require any medical attention, I'm going to leave you to whatever it is you do. By the way, you should probably make yourself scarce. I have it on good authority that things may not be safe around here in another half hour. I have to admit, my reporter's instinct failed me. I was so preoccupied with one story that I missed an even bigger one that had fallen into my lap. Kal-El wasn't one of the walking wounded living on the streets when he should have been in an institution. He was an honest-to-goodness extraterrestrial being, as not from around here as you can imagine. These were in the first moments on planet Earth, and this was his first moment on planet Earth, and this was his first sunrise. Personally, I never bought into the whole UFO conspiracy craze. We humans had enough troublemakers in our own backyard. I've been tipped that an Intergang arms deal was going down in Pier 39 warehouse. Intergang has a crime syndicate that had grown bold in recent years, escalating their robbery and extortion. So give a nice summary of everything. And, oh, baby, these babies are sweet. The weapons are satisfactory then. There's Mannheim. You know it, Doc. With their firepower, our competition doesn't stand a chance in hell against us. Consider these weapons a token of our good faith, Mannheim. You and your organization will be of great use to us in the coming days. So, when do we get meet the big man himself? Soon. Jeez, I wish he wouldn't do that. Now that's why I call it exit. I should have brought a video camera. No one's going to believe me when the man they called the doctor vanished into thin air. Hey, boss, somebody's back there. You know what to do, boys. Yo! Don't suppose you believe me when I said I was lost? Guess not. Hey, I know her. Lois Lane. Works for the planet. Who told you we were here? Don't chatter up, Saul. Just waste the noisy broad. Superman, no! I couldn't believe my new friend had followed me into the warehouse. At that moment, I still believe he was an escaped mental patient. However, any regrets I may have had about diving into the harbor this morning vanished the instant I saw him take on Mannheim's men. He was fast and brutal. Unfortunately, he was still unarmed. Oh, but then she shoots drop it! My hand! You shot my hand! Thank God my father taught me how to shoot when I was 12. I'm bleeding. This is not possible because he hasn't been see about this. He hasn't been exposed to the yellow sunlight ever. Most of his power came from absorbing the fire pits.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yes, see you. What took you so long, Turpin? My source said you were supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. Lois Lane, I should have known you're the only reporter stupid enough to crash an inter-gang arms deal. One of these days, Lane, you're going to get killed. Nice to know you care, Turpin, but I can take care of myself. You're dead, Lane. You and your weirdo friend. Nobody screws this inter-gang. Put a sock in it, Mannheim. Oh, yeah, there's Maggie Sawyer.
All right, there you go.
Looks like we could have stayed in bed this morning, Turpin. All Mannheim men are unconscious. My guess is Steve Reeves here had something to do with it. Detective Magpie Sawyer's Turpin's no nonsense second in command. Okay, they swapped the roles.
Oh, really?
Usually it's the other way.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, usually Maggie's the one in charge and Turpin's beneath her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she made the news a year ago when she single-handedly apprehended Winslow Scott, the child murderer named the Toy Man. Referencing that old era.
There you go.
What's your story, buddy? In that get-up, you can't be one of Mannheim's boys. My name is Kal-El. I'm a warrior of Apokolips, sworn to the service of Darkseid. You want to crack wise with me? Hey, smart guy? Fine. You can do it at the station. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to end. Do not touch me, soldier. Good grief. He tossed Turpin like a loaf of bread. Get him! This guy must be hopped up on steroids. And they knocked him out. Okay, Lois, what do you know about the bodybuilder? Not much. Pulled him out of the harbor this morning. Figured him a bum or a junkie and part of company. Then when Mannheim's about to put a bullet in me, he shows up and takes out all of Mannheim's thugs. We'll figure out who he is once we get him downtown. Oh, and it turns out, yeah, a bunch of the new gods are there, and it's leading to more escalation with the gang wars.
Oh, sweet.
Not many people could KO the commander the way you did. They don't call him Terrible Turpin for nothing. And they say when that big gorilla Titano escaped from Mortimer Carnivore a while back, it was Turpin who wrestled the overgrown monkey to the ground before animal control arrived.
Nice.
Titano!
Yeah, there you go. I was about to say that. There you go.
But then because of all that, and the bugs causing all this stuff, it led to them, crashing, and he escapes. I will not be chained. You get out of the road, you bum! Again, throughout all of this, Lois is giving more of her narration throughout all of this. And just summarizing, what a strange, chaotic place Metropolis must have been to an outsider. How cold and unfeeling must it seem to a foreigner lost and with no means of returning home. How easy is it to find yourself alone and alienated in a city of 10 million?
I like this because this is actually, again, Metropolis without Superman. And you see, because it's been, written many times about the positive effect that Superman himself has on Metropolis.
Jeff Johns showed that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I love that storyline, how that opens and ends.
And stay away from my stand, you freak! And why don't they get these people off the street? Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. Nah, it's a movie stud. No, it can't be. You're dead. I killed you. So in a lot of ways, Light Ray is the first hero in many ways.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then we get a summary of what happened last issue. New Genesis was the enemy. We were at war. Oh, basically, you were the angel of death for an entire planet, weren't you, Kal-El? So he's getting challenged by Highfather, or not Highfather, but something in his mind is arguing with him, and he's physically fighting back. I will not renounce Darkseid. My life is yours, Darkseid. Get a load of that, Bibbo. That nutcase must be whacked out on steroids or something to be that crazy strong. I don't know, Jimmy. I seen guys go psycho like that when I was at the VA. Maybe he's having some kind of flashback. I better try to calm him down. You out of your mind,
Jimmy
Bibbo?
Olsen.
You out of your mind, Bibbo? That guy just crashed a car with his bare hands, and now he's bench pressing another. What if he turns on you? Don't worry about me, kid. I used to be a boxer, remember? I can take a punch. Why have you deserted me? Hey, how you doing, buddy? That's some trick lifting a car like that. Maybe you want to put it down before you hurt somebody? I have destroyed an entire world. Why does it weigh so heavily on me? It was war. Yeah, I figured you'd seen some action. Hell, sometimes I still wake up. I wake up in a sweat thinking about my time in country. I am concerned that I am no longer well. Everything's been confusing since I arrived in this strange city. I kind of begged you from out of town. It's the outfit. Here, take this. It'll make you stand out less. My name's Bibbo. This is my pal Jimmy Olsen. Can we get out of here already? Cops will be here any minute, and I don't want to take the rap for this guy's tantrum. Cops? You mean this city's law enforcement? I encountered them earlier today. They attempted to restrain me. Great! We're aiding and abetting a fugitive. This guy's okay, Jimmy. I got a sixth sense about people. And besides, sometimes you gotta offer a helping hand when another guy's down on his luck. I'm no low-lie. I'm a soldier. You act as if you're still fighting the war. What do you know of my war? Way too much, pal. And I got a steel plate in my head to prove it. Metron. Thank you for coming. Do you recognize the craft in front of me? Of course, Darkseid. It is the Kryptonian space vessel that carried the Star Child. Oh.
Well, let's say while Robert does that, I definitely. I like how this story introduces a lot of the Superman status quo without Superman being there yet.
Exactly.
It's actually really cool.
Yep. It is the Kryptonian space vessel that carried the Star Child to Apokolips. The Kryptonians were ingenious right now. Here's where we get a nice twist you're going to love. A pity their son went nowhere before I could learn more about their technology. As it is, it took me years to recreate the processing unit missing from the ship's computer banks. At last, I have full access to the information encoded in the alien system. You, on the other hand, have held this knowledge for years. For it was you, Metron, who removed the original processor. I brought you the Star Child. That was the extent of our agreement. You knew the Kryptonians had solved the secret of the anti-life equation.
Wait,
the
what?
The secret which has eluded me for millennia. Yet you dare try to keep it from me. It was too great a power for one man to yield. Attempting to attempting to leave Metron. You forget that since I provided you the X element, and that powers your Mobius sphere, I know how to neutralize it. Your travels have reached their end, scientists. No. Ah! No one deceives Darkseid.
Well, that sure is a twist.
Yep. But there's a little bit more we still haven't gotten yet. But yeah, they're looking through they found a bunch of Mannheim's weapons. No luck, Maggie? Nope. No one can identify these cannons. They don't have serial numbers or any identifying marks. My best guess is they're Black Ops issue. Gotta say, Maggie, this pea shooter doesn't feel like a real gun. It's light as a feather. And let me call my friend John Irons at Ameritech. He's in military R&D. Maybe he can help us out. Hey, be careful of that, Turpin. You don't want to. Ka-cham! Holy! Sorry, people. Guess this thing just doesn't have a safety. My lord, if Intergame's carrying this kind of firepower, how are the police going to defend themselves? By calling in the heavy artillery, which in this case would be me, Lucer. Hello, Lois. Lex Luthor turned a small medical research company called STARS Labs into a billion-dollar biotechnology technological concern. However, he engineered his company's success through blackmail and internal espionage. Unfortunately, he managed to silence anyone willing to speak out against him. Maggie, you can't be serious. Luthor may be brilliant, but he's about as trustworthy as Mannheim. Look, nobody's ever going to mistake Luthor for Mother Teresa, but we need his help. Star Labs has technological resources we don't. Lois is still upset that she couldn't substantiate one of my former employees' preposterous allegation against me, Captain Sawyer. She should have known than to trust the raving of a mentally ill man. Email Hamilton was no lunatic, Luther. He was a respected scientist who founded Star Lab, who conveniently disappeared along with documentation of your criminal business practices. I'm hardly the monster you'd like to make me out to be, Lois. In fact, we both share a great love for this city. And I'm sure you have no interest in I doing surrendering to an alien metropolis to an alien enemy. What kind of army? See for yourself. One of my pilots shot the creature down, and oh dear! But we see then him actually having some food. Like, can't believe we spent all our cash. It's only money, Jimmy. We'll get some and some more. Besides, I figured out our new friend Cal here needed to experience a big belly burger.
Yeah,
You know, their very first restaurant was right here in Suicide Slum. This is unlike anything I've ever tasted on Apokolips. The flavor is so vibrant. Hey, you're not looking so anemic anymore. Guess the food helped you. You could almost pass for normal, except of course for the freaky clothes. You're right, Jimmy Olsen. The color of my skin is not the only unexpected change I have experienced since my arrival. The wound I received earlier has healed completely. I wish I could explain. Bibbo! Hey, Bibbo! Hey, you Gus! What's the matter? Something's up at the clinic. Sounds like and there's a war going on inside. And something caused an explosion. They start running in. Help! Get us out! Hey, come on, big guy. We gotta see if anyone's hurt. Are these people worth risking your life? Will you be promoted in station if you succeed? This ain't about getting a reward, Cal. This is about doing the right thing. What kind of world would this be if nobody was willing to lend a helpful hand?
All right, there you go.
And in fact, Bibbo, I love Bibbo. Bibbo is a character I wish there was so much more with him.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. And also, I kind of like how he's kind of serving as the Jonathan Kent in this storyline where he's telling Clark, hey, we need people to help each other.
Exactly. But with Bibbo, this explains, and this is almost indirectly explained to us why Bibbo loves Superman so much.
Yeah.
Why he's his favorite.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 younglings behind the door. They must be frightened. I can hear their heartbeats from here. I don't hear anything, but I'll take your word for it. Don't be scared, kids. It's only Bibbo. Me and my buddy Cal are gonna get you out of here, okay? You have to help us. Dr. Samuels. Yeah, the monsters came for her. She told us to hide. Go and get the children to safety, Bibbo. I'll investigate their claims of monsters. You be careful, big guy. Fire's burning pretty fast through all this. Apparently, I'm now immune to fire, even without my battle armor. Help his invincibility's coming through. The woman is mine. The woman is mine. A parademon and a new god here. Die, Godspawn, die! Stand down, demon. Who are you to order one of Darkseid's soldiers? You'll die like the new god. You dare turn your weapons on me, Scrag? I am one of Darkseid's elites. Ah! Oh God, thank you. That thing attacked me. Then the other one, the one in the armor, arrived. They destroyed most of this floor. I couldn't move. I was so scared. I don't understand any of this. Nor do I, Doctor. I thought myself alone on this planet. But it is apparent now that the war between Apokolips and New Genesis has been brought here. This warrior was called Fastback. It is said he once outran the Black Racer himself, but not today. Odd. His mother box should have self-destructed upon his death. I've never held one before. They are supposed to facilitate each new god's connection with the source, the universal life energy. I feel this one's speaking to me. His voice is so beautiful, like a cosmic symphony. I'm sorry, but this is no time to space out. We're in serious trouble here. If a fire crew doesn't arrive soon, we're going to die. No, not today. But the fire, this blaze is nothing compared to the fire pits of my home world. Now, hold on. You can't be serious. It's 3 stories to the ground. Oh, God, you're going to kill us both? That was never my intent. You saved my life. I don't know where you came from, but you're positively an angel. Doctor, there's no need for, let the lady help and thank you, you dope. You're a hero.
Nice.
Excuse me. And hey, pardon me, excuse me. Hey, what's with the long face, Cal? Everybody made it out of the building. Okay, who knows? Maybe it'll throw us a parade. I find no reason to rejoice. It was a battle between a new guy and a parademon that nearly cost this woman her life. Their presence can only mean that the war has been brought to your planet. You're crazy. This is the United States. Nobody's at war. All right, mister, I want a word with you. I know you, lady. You're Lois Lane, the hotshot reporter from the Daily Planet. You were interviewed by Cat Grant, right? That's me. Well, if you want to talk to my pal, it's going to cost you. Here's a 5. Now get lost, kid. As for you, Kal-El, you have a lot of explaining to do. I do. Don't forget, you owe me for saving your life this morning. Come on, we gotta get you away from here before the news crews arrive. You're exclusive. Wait a second, I just realized something. You got shot this morning, but now you're not even sporting a scar. It is yet another thing I cannot explain to you, Lois Lane. Why don't you try explaining this? My sources tell me the word on the street is that something called the Apokolips is coming. Apokolips is the world which I was raised on. So it gives a nice summary of everything. So these so-called gods think they can bring their war here? They're sadly mistaken. Our armies will. Your military cannot stop Darkseid's war machines. If Darkseid wants this world, he will have it. If he so desires, he will destroy it, just as he did New Genesis. There has to be a way to stop Darkseid. You say the other new gods are on Earth? Maybe they can help us. Do you know where they are? Can you take me to them? Yes, I do now. So yeah, and whoa! Where are they?
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Oh, it's a World's Fair.
Yeah, because I was about to say the two people holding up the globe.
It's just, yep, looks like the fortress, but yeah, it's a World's Fair.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait a second here.
Normal by whose stand? Like, it's impossible. The mother box assured me the new gods are nearby. That's a pretty nifty homing device. How does it work? Cannot begin to fathom the science behind her construction. All I know is that I hear her voice in my head. It's impossible to have a overt conversation with you. Normal by whose standards? Yours or my? By the first gods! What's happening? Why do I feel so disoriented? Whoa! Oh, it was what they're called, the Forever People.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Dreamer doing that, but then she can't. And they're asking about Dreamer, like, hey Dreamer, why'd you blow the plug? She can't answer you, stripling. It's part of the theories that's seen to that. You're captives and can thank the fates that I arrived when I did. This new Genesis witch was clouding their minds. And you have my gratitude, Fury. What are you doing? I said, hands up, Butch Cassidy. Darkseid sent me to this backwater world to locate the new God Genesis refugees. Imagine my surprise to find you alive. I never thought I'd get a chance to fight alongside you. Too bad these cubs won't present much of a challenge. Barda, if it's challenge you desire, you'll have to look. Even without your armor, warrior, I recognize the voice of the monster who destroyed our home world. Now your time of reckoning is at hand. The new gods are alive. The High Father succeeded. Hold on. We didn't come here to fight. We came to ask for your help. These guys couldn't save in their own world from Darkseid. What makes you think they can stop him from taking yours? Everybody keeps talking about this Darkseid as if he were some unstoppable force of nature. Who is he? Darkseid is evil incarnate, a soulless tyrant who would extinguish all life that is pure and noble in the universe. He created the weapon that the soldier used to annihilate every living thing that once existed in our world. If I could put my hands around his throat, have a care, Orion. Don't let its rage consume you. Is this true, Kal? Are you responsible for the deaths of an entire world? We were at war. Don't give me that. I was only following orders line. You've got a mind of your own. You should have refused. You don't understand. Darkseid's word is law. By the source, I have tried to live by High Father's example, but I will restrain myself no longer. I swear I will make this one pay for the blood of his own hands. Vengeance will be mine. Oh, geez, he switched to his true look.
There you go.
That's his true look, right?
Yeah.
Die, assassin! Kal, look out! Amazing. Fastback's mother box is shielding me from Orion's astral force. As you were told at the source wall, you have a greater destiny to fulfill. I don't understand. You will, Kal-El. Then you will require my protection no more. Ping, 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 ping. What blasphemy is this? How can the source protect and destroy our world? Surely this must be one of Darkseid's deceptions. Calm down, my friend. Your anger has drowned out the voice of your own mother box, Orion. Although I cannot tell you why, this warrior has been chosen by the source. That reason eludes me, Light Ray. I was raised by Darkseid to be his ultimate warrior. I was taught to take his word as absolute truth. But since I have come to this world, I find myself troubled by my actions. It seems that despite Darkseid's best effort, you've developed a conscience. Heed its voice, my friend, and join us together. Join us. Together we can prevent him from destroying this world as he did ours. You're asking me to turn my back on the man who raised me. All that I am, I owe to Darkseid. Excuse me, but would someone please explain to me why you've carried our little grudge match to Earth? And basically, it's another summary of all that's going on there. But then they decide to transport. Like, we shall meet again, Kal-El. Ha! Look at them run. They know they cannot defeat the force of Apokolips. I'm no longer serving that, Barda. Snap out of that, soldier! That damn mother box has clouded your better judgment. You're a warrior of Apokolips. You were born to do battle for Darkseid. Don't listen to her, Kal. You're not on Apokolips anymore. In this country, you're free to choose your own life. And if Darkseid's half the menace they say, we desperately need you on our side. I'm sorry, Lois Lane. Barda's correct. I am her soldier. I must return with her. And he looked aside. No, my lord. These humans hold the secret of the anti-life equation. I haven't deciphered it yet. But then, yeah, they bring in
Oh, geez, that
Barda.
is terrifying.
Yep.
Warning.
Excellent. And Maggie, you wouldn't believe what I've seen today. I'm glad you can make it. Check this out. Lucis people found in the bottom of Metropolis Harbor. It's the armor, of course. But basically, turns out he's been well aware of their forces, and for the past few months has been preparing for all this. Few months, I suppose you didn't tell anyone, so the government would have no choice but to come to you for aid. You'll feel differently after I save this city. You see, I have an ace up my sleeve. Scot-free!
There you go.
I have no time for pleasantries, Lucer. Your arsenal is nowhere near ready to deal with a full-scale invasion. The balancers haven't even been fully field tested yet. Not that your help isn't appreciated, Mr. Freed, but are you willing to take side against your own people? I don't believe Scott feels any allegiance to Apokolips, Lois. And turned out when he went through, he slammed into a wall!
Ouch.
Yep, and yeah, he's been helping he's been helping out and everything. And Darkseid destroyed one planet. He won't hesitate to do it again. I think I've already met Darkseid's muscle. Recognize this guy? I showed him a photo taken at the Suicide Slum Clinic fire. He cost me my legs. If he's in Metropolis, I want him. But yeah, they're trying to go and get his armor, but nope, not there. And he's grabbed by Lucer's with their tech.
Again, I love the character designs in this because those look awesome.
They do, especially it's basically the normal Lucer tech mixed with Apocalyptic or New Genesis tech.
Yeah, it just looks awesome.
But yeah, and now he's starting to gain all of his abilities.
There you go.
But then they have a boom tube tech, knock him in there, and he is sealed. Ha! Got him. Nice work, Mr. Free. We make a good team. Save the congratulations for later, Lucer. Do not underestimate the warrior's strength or skill. If the reports we receive from your men are true, he now is capable of flight. I'll celebrate when he's as paralyzed as I am. So now he's been flooded with neurotoxin. And hold on a second.
So, and I'm betting that box is made of lead.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I called it.
They solidified the gas with a second gas that makes it almost like amber.
There you go. So in other words, in the far future, people will be able to clone him using Jurassic Park rules.
The warrior belongs to me, human. Release him now, and I will spare your life. Who? Darkseid. Darkseid, the leader of Apokolips? This is a great honor, sir. Lucer, no! If you don't mind my saying so, you should have never chosen Intergang as your Earthbound representative. Work with me, and I think you'll find the invasion you're planning completely unnecessary. You have nothing to offer me, little man. Go away. Lex Luthor was one of the war's first casualties. And later, when the truth of his criminal business dealings came to light, some people said he'd gone off easy. Where am I? This can't be the afterlife. I don't believe in God. You're on Apokolips, you miserable cur. It appears Darkseid sent another stray to Granny Good in his obedience school. You're already on your knees. That's a start. I am impressed, Scot-free. Even in the face of physical infirmity, you survive and thrive. I wonder what would have happened if I had raised you as Highfather did Orion. I don't understand. I was just an arrow trooper on Apokolips. It doesn't matter. All you need to know is that I offer you the means to explore the universe. I assume you will make better use of it than its previous owner, the Mobius chair. All I ask in return is your allegiance. And Kal-El. Welcome home, my son. Ah! This is really quite remarkable, my lord. His brain threshold is higher than I expected. The solar radiation of the Earth's sun has transformed his alien cellular structure in ways I cannot explain. All I want to know is, have you found the anti-life equation his father wove into his genetic code? I haven't been captured. If I hadn't been captured by Scot-free, I would have returned sooner to tell you. I cannot serve you any longer. That mother box I found you wearing has polluted your mind. The truth is, you were born to conquer worlds. Listen to your biological father's last words to you. Kal-El, you live so that you may rebuild the Kryptonian Empire. Purity of Kryptonian law can be maintained only with absolute domination. To that end, we have encoded in your DNA a means by which you may render any race of sentience docile and pliant. Your father intended the spacecraft that saved you from Krypton's destruction to land on Earth. He saw the humans as I do, as building blocks for an empire. So Jor-El was evil?
Wow, jeez. That's again, kind of like Flashpoint Beyond, where the Kryptonians send to Earth to pave the way.
He would be disappointed to find his only son tainted with the conscience. I defy you and my father, Darkseid. I'll do everything in my power to stop you from destroying Earth the way you did New Genesis. Have I taught you nothing, Kal-El? Good and evil are irrelevant. The only meaningful division is between the conquered and the conquerors. To concern yourself with the fate of lesser beings is to become one. Good news, Master! I found the equation. It was encoded in a protein sequence. At last, the anti-life equation is mine to wield. All hail Darkseid! Assemble the aristocracy. Inform them that the invasion of Earth begins. And tell them that I expect no resistance. No! Crap!
Jeez.
So yeah, the attack happened. They made everything started to show off the anti-life transmitter, and everyone became docile. Well, almost everyone. What a beautiful sight. 5 billion humans scattered across 7 continents, and every one of them made servile by the power of the anti-life equation. This is only the beginning, Dr. Bedlam. Earth is only the first world of thousands that will surrender to me. Of that I have no doubt, great Darkseid. However, it is still the matter of the surviving new gods. Their mother boxes make them immune to the signal. You got a problem with these mugs, Darkseid? Let my people handle them. Of course, I'm going to need some of those special plugs that Doc provided to filter out that crazy transmission. Right now, all my heavy hitters are out of commission with the rest of the sheep. Why is this human wasting my time, Bedlam? Wait a second, pal. You're talking to Carlo, man. Not Bruno. I run Intergang, the #1 crime syndicate on the East Coast. You wouldn't even be here if my organization hadn't worked with your boy Bedlam to lay the groundwork for this takeover. Mr. Manhunt, I supplied Intergang with weapons because I needed to gauge the military and civil defenses capabilities of your world. Now that I have conquered this planet, I have no further need for you or Intergang. You are less than nothing to me. Look, buddy, you may be the big cheese on Apokolips, but in Metropolis, nobody disrespects Carl Mannheim. Gah! As I was saying, Bedlam, the universe is mine to take. Nothing and no one can stand in my way. Ha! You should be proud, Kal-El. You would go to your grave knowing that you provided Darkseid with the means to conquer the universe. How fortunate for Apokolips that the dead scientists of your birth world encoded the secret of the anti-life equation in your genetic code. Is this how you torture all your victims, Decide? By talking them to death? I don't understand you, Kal-El. You were Darkseid's favorite son, his ultimate weapon, the Superman. Yet you choose to betray your lore to protect a world of barely evolved simians? All because you succumbed to the siren voice of this odd-shaped mother box. The mother box only made clear what I knew in my heart. Darkseid must be stopped before another planet dies at his command. It's a pity you won't be around to witness the world and the world crushed beneath his boot heel. Oh, don't get all worked up. I'm not going to kill you yet. First, I'm going to open you up. Uh, not close it up. Blast! I thought I finally found a way to keep that head alive after the body died. Now I've got. I better get some and some. Oh, I think he. Oh, it's his. Oh, his heat vision.
Oh, there you go.
Except I think it's going more with the burn version where it was pyrokinetic.
All right, there you go. That's cool.
Hence why there's no beam.
Okay.
My laser blade. No! Be thankful I'm not using the blade on you, Darkseid. I've been responsible for too much death and destruction already. My purpose is clear now than it's ever been. I must return to Earth. Hey, Jimmy, there you are, been looking all over for you. Come on, Jimmy, snap out of it. It's me, your old pal Bibbo. Bibbo, get down. Miss Lane, it's good to see you, Miss Lane. I was thinking innocent guy'd gone nuts, and I didn't want to have to go back to the hospital ever again. You haven't gone crazy, Bibbo, but I'm not sure why you weren't affected by the anti-life signal. You mean that buzzing I've been hearing since those invaders from Mars showed up? I don't know. Got a metal plate in my head. Does that count? Maybe. A friend of mine gave me something called a mother box, which blocks out the signal. Damn it, those parademons are still right behind us. Then I say we stop running and fight. I was a heavyweight contender once, you know. I saw one of those parademons dismantle a take with his bare hands. We don't have a chance. I disagree, madame. Darkness always gives way to the light. So, yeah, we meet up with Light Ray, and they're meeting up with all the others in there. And basically, yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do. I wish this crisis could be solved by combat alone. And, well, he shows up now as Scott showed up at the new Metron.
Sweet. I like how you don't see his legs at all.
Oh yeah, because the chair now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he's trying to explain everything. No one. The war between Apokolips and New Genesis cost me the use of my legs. I want no more part of it. I came to see you, Orion, for I've recently learned that we are as brothers. So we get the summary about, their origins, how he was from Apokolips and he was from New Genesis. Liar! I didn't intend to anger you. I only wish to enlighten you to the truth that was denied us for so long. But unfortunately, now everyone's now looking at him like he's Darkseid's son, so he storms off. I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
Oh, and poor Lex!
Oh, jeez.
What do you expect Granny to do, right?
But comics back then were weird.
But, yep, they attack him and, yeah, showing off tough love. Ha! You don't know how long I've waited for someone. I don't have time for this. Yeah, you don't know how long I've waited for someone to do that. Barda, I'm glad to see you survived the ambush over Metropolis Harbor. Of course I survived. I'm a hard woman to kill, and they were only human soldiers after all. Do you intend to stop me from returning to Earth? No. After the invasion, Darkseid ordered all the Furies back to Apokolips to maintain order in his absence. But once he builds an anti-life transmitter here, he'll have no more use for his warrior elite. We are obsolete. His desire for absolute control means that there's no place safe from him. Enough of Darkseid. What do you desire, Kal-El? Put an end to Darkseid's use of the anti-life equation. That's why I need the control codes for the boom tube generator. Oh, hold on.
Well, and again, this is kind of teasing Big Barda and Superman, which that's interesting because didn't they do a video?
Yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I
know what you're talking about, but yeah, okay. Forget about Earth. It belongs to Darkseid now. Why not go away with me instead? She's making him offer, but he's going to. Even the more distant worlds will eventually fall under it. Give me the code, Barda. Thank you. You know that if you confront Darkseid directly, you will die, even under a yellow sun. You're not that strong. I've come to believe that life and freedom are worth that risk. You're a strange and stubborn man, Kal-El. Since there's no point in trying to sway you from this suicidal course, perhaps I can give you one good reason to survive.
And I like now he has the cape and the Kryptonian House of El symbol.
Yep.
There you
Good luck,
go.
Kal-El. Oh, just a sec.
It's like now we have Superman.
Yeah, now we do. Now it's come full circle.
And now Superman's gonna kick the crap out of Darkseid, which is always entertaining to see.
Yep. Meanwhile, Scott goes to the source wall, and he goes and bears into infinity.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Doesn't that make people go crazy?
It does. It does. But yeah, meets up with them all, and he's basically saying, "Oh, they're going to go in for a plan to attack. On Fifth Avenue, they're all ready for a big fight. To arms, new gods! Today we dismantle Darkseid's war machine, or die trying." And notice, it's a similar pose to when he blew in onto New Genesis.
Yeah.
But yeah, so putting up a big fight, and then he goes, "Hear me, Darkseid! I'm coming for you!" Bravo, Kal-El. I didn't expect to see you again. And it will take more than the citizens decide to stop me. Well, I taught you well, but not well enough. It seems, or you would not have returned to fight a battle you cannot win. Look below you. Your new allies have no hope. Of defeating my troops. One by one, they will die. Until finally the children of New Genesis will be as dead as the planet of which they were born. So yeah, Light Ray blasts him, and oh geez, he gets zapped by the Omega beams, but it still doesn't stop him. And then Orion shows up with the bugs.
Yeah, there you go.
The bugs he hated.
Yeah, everyone learned to trust each other because we have Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, they continue on fighting. And, oh boy, look at Orion blasting through everything.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But Darkseid has an anti-mother box that blows up their mother boxes.
Oh, this is so comic books. They have the opposite of whatever the other person has.
Well, at least he didn't call it father box.
Yeah, I know, or brother box.
Orion, can you hear me? Talk to me. Mother box connected to my soul. When she died, part of me did too. Orion depended on his mother box more than I did, Darkseid. I can defeat you without mine. You've exhausted your goodwill, Kal-El. Now you force my hand. Never have I felt such a blow. Oh, is that the best you could do, Darkseid? That is only the beginning. It has been a long time since I have destroyed an opponent in physical combat. I've forgotten how satisfying it can be. Not going to give up. You knew it would end like this, Kal-El. This is the price you pay for betraying Darkseid. But then Scott shows up and tells them about the solar, about the sunlight, the power of sun, the solar energy.
Yeah.
Which, thanks to Light Ray, he uses it to boost him up. Like, spare me your noxious platitude. You sound far too much like your birth father. Turn and face me, Darkseid. We're not finished. He looks scared.
And by the way, again, that is such a badass pose for Superman. Oh,
you're wrong. And then Bedlam stabs him, but then is captured by Scot-Free because he's a body hopper. But then he uses the last of his energy to overcharge Superman. Light Ray gave his energy so I can end your reign of terror. His sacrifice will be in vain, Kal-El. You tasted only a fraction of the power of my Omega beams earlier. This time I will not be so gentle. Is that the best you can do? This is impossible. No one has ever withstood the full force of the Omega beams. You taught me never to accept defeat. Perhaps I taught you too well, my son. Once and for all, I'm not your son! Brr! And then, it's over. Is he dead? One such as Darkseid does not die easily. So all the remaining new gods use their mother boxes and transport them to the source wall, where hopefully even one like his soul may be purified.
Strange. Isn't that normally like the way a lot of people defeat Darkseid? They just put him in the source wall.
Yeah, but this time they put him into the source wall, like literally into the source itself.
Oh, wow.
Strange. I find the hatred I once carried for my father replaced by pity. I lived this life without knowing the value of friendship and love. Sometime later, Godfrey goes off on his own, and these two decide what to do with themselves. Turns out now the new gods are all staying on in Metropolis.
So in other words, the new gods become the Justice League. Is that what you're telling me?
No, they just live there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's more like Supertown is now literally on Earth.
Okay, I see.
Hey, you crazy kids, why don't you watch? What's the use of giving them grief? Kids will be kids. Turns out now Lois is with Orion.
Oh, of course. There you go.
And they're on forming a new Genesis over Metropolis. And meanwhile, Superman is with Barda, and they've brought down, all of Darkseid stuff, and are now ruling Apokolips with a fair hand.
By the way, I love that look for Superman. Like,
It's Orion's mix. It's Orion's outfit mixed in.
Yeah, and I also find it pretty interesting that in this Elseworld story, Superman ends up with the stand-in for Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay, I get it.
I enjoy that, and Lois Lane is with someone else, so I'm like,
all
yeah!
right. Then tell me, is there any challenge left for a warrior in this new age of peace and goodwill? Absolutely. After Apokolips, we begin reseeding New Genesis, the beginning. So, how was that?
I like that. That was really cool.
I knew you would find the Wonder Woman connection.
Yeah, I was like,
but to be fair, this Superman was raised very differently.
Well, yeah, that's true.
This is a Superman that was raised to more match her sensibilities.
Arguably, Superman still matches her, but that's a debate for another time.
But I know, but for the sake of this story, though,
yeah,
I'm not wrong with that, right? With this story,
yeah, you're not. It's a way different Superman, which I enjoyed though, and this is one of those things where I wish they would make an animated movie about this, like straight up animated movie, instead of just truncating it into the animated series, which was good, but I would have liked this more in depth because you got Darkseid invading, taking over Earth. You have no other superhero seemingly on Earth. It's really
how was this for an evil Superman though? By the end, it didn't last.
Yeah, it never lasts except for
but here though, especially didn't last.
Well, yeah, because
he didn't brainwash him like he normally would have. This was the one where he raised him, but he raised him in a way that left it a little bit open for him to gain the conscience and all that.
Well, yeah, and I like how this story definitely touches on like Superman's innate goodness, and that no matter what, even if he's raised by Apokolips, unless he's brainwashed, he's still going to ultimately make the best choice.
Exactly.
It's like even in Red Sun, yeah, he was raised by the Soviets, but again, he still did everything for the betterment of mankind.
Even the Nazi Superman.
Sort of.
No, that one, the Grant Morrison one.
Yeah.
That one was still a good man. He just had a bit more of a skewed, beliefs.
Yeah, really skewed beliefs. But yeah, even Flashpoint Beyond Superman. Again, I come back to that because it's like the most obvious example here when comparing to this. Because this Superman was tortured by mankind and still wants to go help them.
Yep, but I gotta say, what I love best is this is a love letter to Kirby. Straight out.
Oh yeah.
This is everything. Yes, and you could definitely tell that the writer, John Francis Moore, he basically took this saying, I'm gonna fully realize what Kirby wanted to do.
Which and again, 100%, because this is very much, it's a Superman story, but it's really a new God story when you think about it.
Yes, with Superman there. But what did you think about it? Like, Lois in here though was still pretty hardcore.
She was better written. I enjoy Elseworlds Lois more than the mainstream Lois, as a matter of fact.
Yep, but Darkseid though.
Oh,
this was one of my favorite Darkseid.
I dug his design, and this Darkseid really was intimidating. Like, oh my gosh.
Yep, but yeah, even by the end, he didn't. He showed fear when Superman got back up, but it was like a momentary lapse. Even by the end, he was still defiant, like. But the fact that he cared about Superman enough to actually leave him, enough power and to hold back on him when he uses Omega Beam.
Yeah, it's interesting about that. Maybe Darkseid actually cares about his kids, or
To a
his adopted
degree.
kids in this case.
Yeah, to a degree, yes. But yeah, and Bardo was interesting, and which more was done with her. It felt like by the end she was just there, and it felt like Chirp pairing up with Superman at the very end felt more like they grew up together and everything, and she
Makes
understands
sense.
him more.
It makes sense, but because remember, that's why I think he ended up with Bart instead of Lois, because in this one, he wasn't on Earth for that long, so it's not like he has.
Well, neither was Orion, though.
Well, yeah, with Superman, he doesn't have this attachment to Earth so much, where he has more of an attachment to like New Genesis, because they made it like
Apokolips, yeah.
Well, I'm saying New Genesis for a reason, because this is Superman's redemption, because he's like, I did a horrible thing. Now I'm going to devote the rest of my time to correcting that mistake.
Exactly. And that was the other big thing is Darkseid overplayed his hand by having him to be the one to directly destroy New Genesis. I think if he didn't directly be the one to plant the bomb, he probably wouldn't have bothered him as much. If someone else had done it, it would not have eaten away at him as much.
But what's interesting is that, speaking of Darkseid, this story plays into Darkseid's hubris, like, a lot, because again, like you said with that, he was too confident that his rule would not be deposed, and I'm like,
and he kept playing scot-free, get away!
Yeah, exactly. Just kill the dude.
Yeah, it's like he gave him his Mobius chair, then he let him live, and then he came back and he had all the secrets he needed. It's like, dang, dude! It was one thing when you didn't kill him because you were like, he needed him to leave so you can break the pact.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, geez,
although to be fair though, that did seem like a wishy-washy. It's like, wait, why should he could just attack at any time still? Why did he need the stigma of, oh, now I can do it?
But I will say the coolest reveal in this book is that the Kryptonians actually solved the anti-life equation. I was like, wait, what?
Yep, and again, these look like Kryptonians that were more brainiac, like you said, than...
Yeah, because we see them, they're very like techno-organic. Plus, here's the thing, Kryptonians were always like a very scientifically oriented
but does not. But Byrne is the one who made them dominate them.
Oh yeah. But it was like it makes sense that of all the races to solve the anti-life equation, it would be the Kryptonians.
But it would be this version, especially because even the Byrne version still has some humanity to them. Some.
Yeah, even in like the first page where they're sending Kal-El away, it's very cold.
Like a husband, wife.
Yeah, exactly, husband and wife. It's very cold and calculated, as opposed to like the Byrne version or like even the new 52 version when they sent him to Earth. They were all like, I can't believe we're never going to see our child.
Well, New 52 was closer to pre-crisis,
yeah,
or even Secret Origins.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there was a little more emotion and
this one,
sending Clark. This one, it's like, see ya.
I know, but especially then we find out, oh, he sent them as to take over the world, and the fact of putting it in his genetics, it's like, yes. I wonder if I do not think they intentionally took this. Man of Steel took it from
exactly. I was about to bring that up. Exactly.
I don't think it was intentional. I think that was a fluke because this does not seem like something they would have gone over and then took it exactly like, oh, it's and I don't. Sometimes a spade is a spade.
Yeah.
I don't. Sometimes something is just a cigar. I don't think they intentionally,
Plus, if Zack Snyder and Goyer got inspiration from that, it doesn't make sense that they'd only pick that one element.
Exactly. That's why I think it's more happenstance, but it's still a nice parallel.
It's cool. I like it. Whereas opposed to like, speaking of that, in Man of Steel, it's designed to bring life or like.
Well, it's meant to control life.
Yeah, as opposed to dominate life. Exactly. That's really cool.
And poor Lex. Poor Lex.
Jesus.
He deserves that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I thought Granny Goodness was just gonna kill him, and I'm like, oh no, this is way worse.
Oh no, I know. Having the ball gag and everything.
Yeah, have you noticed that a lot of comics back then were that weird?
Yeah, but
Like even before we started recording, Robert was showing me the Claremont Superman and Wonder Woman book, and I read that, and I'm like, yes, exactly. That is the weirdest book ever.
yep, and I was going to go over that originally as a troll, but since you already knew about it, it defeated the purpose anyway. But the fact
Just
is, before,
assume that anything that
yep,
has to do with Superman and Wonder Woman, I've probably heard of it and read it.
right. But I was going to say was, one thing I would say is, until Final Crisis, this felt like the only closest we ever got to a definitive takedown of Darkseid.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I'll be honest, I prefer this over Final Crisis.
Where like Batman just shoots him with a gun,
and then Superman uses music.
Yeah, and then Flash runs. Runs.
Oh no! The Flash led the Black Racer. That I didn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
That I did not mind. Was him leading the Black Racer to hit him?
Well, once again, who wrote Final Crisis? Grant Morrison, which he's known for some weird stuff. Let's have Superman sing him to death.
Funny thing is, though, I could also see that could have been something so outdated. I could have seen Kirby do that if he was asked to do it.
Oh yeah, it's very Kirby-esque. But
if Kirby if they had asked him to have Superman be the one to take him down, I could see that.
But Kirby would have done it in a less like really weird way, as opposed to.
I know because Kirby is very abstract in his thinking, but simplistic in its execution. I always look at Morrison as the type of guy who has a similar mindset to Kirby's thinking, but he also doesn't. He has no possibility of simplifying it.
Yeah, it's like we covered Final Crisis on my channel when Zach had that little Thanksgiving photo.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't want him to take anything from Final Crisis.
No,
I think he just says that because that's the well-known Darkseid story.
And where Batman dies defeating Darkseid.
Exactly, which
it was like
I think was put in the script intentionally. I think that was something he did that in there, and I bet you it's just like, dude. And look, this applies to my whole problem with Zach sometimes cherry picking from media. He cherry picks them, and it's like, but did you really need to cherry pick that one?
Well, he was doing it in a way that it would be the final redemption for Batman.
Going back. Oh no, I get that. I get that, but you get what I'm saying, still, right? It's just like,
well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
this though would have been more interesting to take from.
Oh, jeez, because he was kind of funny. Again, Superman gets taken over, air quotes, by Darkseid. I got a lot of similarities to the Snyderverse to a degree.
Oh yeah, I will agree to that too. I will definitely agree to that. And I think that's the other downside is he jumps in with Darkseid without building it up. I think that's the other big problem when you jump in with Darkseid and you don't build up New Genesis.
That's what the New 52 did, and
that's true. That's
what DC
true.
wanted him to do.
But at least Jeff Johns, when he did Darkseid War, gave us a bit more on New Genesis.
Well, yes, Darkseid War, but remember that was at the end.
Well, and Earth 2 also gave us more.
Well, Earth 2 gave us more, but I'm saying the first New 52 book
was Darkseid
invading.
Oh yeah,
I
would say this.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I wanted to say about it was the Snyder cut. I wouldn't mind Darkseid being the first foe if they defeat, but if not, with him having the total victory in his first appearance. Have it be something similar to Justice League War and all that, where he shows up, has a fight, but they send him packing, and then he comes back again later. Well, don't put it all into one story.
Well, they did, because Justice League 1 is them defeating Darkseid. He goes back and says, ready there, Mod, lose the old ways. And then we have a bunch of movies in between that. And then the next Justice League movie.
That's kind of always how it always felt like they were just going to speed into this next Justice League sooner than that. That's what it felt like.
Well, if you look at the original slate, it was going to be like Flash, Green Lantern, Cyborg. In between that, it was Aquaman.
True.
It's gonna be a significant amount of time
between
2 and 3, so it would have lasted longer. In other words,
true. But at the same time, though, what would have been the point of for the other directors if Snyder was just going to end it all anyway? By the end, like that was always a big problem. It would have been one thing if Snyder directed all of the movies and it would have been his one vision. But when you bring other directors in and then have to be Zach's the one who closes the door on it, like he originally was going to. That feels a little not fair to them.
Well, let me put it this way: the way that they were going to do that is do Flashpoint, reboot it, but you can keep the
Oh
stuff
yeah,
that works.
they could have. Yeah, you're right. You're very
It,
right.
it,
But
it wasn't like he was going to like wipe the slate clean, saying nothing Patty or James Wan did matters. No. It was
okay,
just
you
like
got a point there. You got a
that
point there.
stuff would have been because even in Flashpoint they rebooted, but they didn't reboot everything.
Well, really, only Green Lantern and Batman Incorporated survived, but that was because those were selling.
Yeah, but I'm like, so tell me Blackest Night happened when
Oh yeah,
characters...
that led to, but didn't that lead to so much continuity kerfuffles?
Well, yeah, that was a new 52, which is why I like that era a lot, but I'll admit, there was some issues there.
Yep, 52 issues. Ha!
52 issues, nice. I like that one. That's good.
Well, hey, very first batch was 52 comics, remember?
Yeah, supposed to be 52 comics, let's face it. But
right, but again, no, but with this, like I said, this was an incredible story. This is one of my all-time. Yes.
Dude, the character designs are even Superman's armor at the end.
Here's the cover. Here are the covers. Here are the main covers all conjoined into one.
Dude, yes, I love his like Orion suit, and I love the
Apokolips suit. Oh yeah, the Orion suit at the end. Yeah,
the Orion suit at the end is my favorite because it has the red, blue, and yellow of Superman, but it's
Orion's color symbols.
Well, yeah, in the same way as the classic suit is a reflection of his Kryptonian heritage.
He looks like Marvel Man.
A little bit. In the same way that the classic Superman suit is the reflection of his Kryptonian heritage, this is a little more of his Apocalyptic New Gods heritage. And I like I like how they kept that, but made it look, okay, this is the Superman suit.
Exactly. Wait a minute. It looks a lot like Highfather's outfit.
Yeah, a little bit. And he's even in the Highfather kind of pose with the cane.
Yep, even though it's Orion that has the cane at the end, but
yeah.
But still, though, yeah, overall, though, and the fact that in a lot of ways, New Genesis has become almost like when Thor brought Asgard to Earth.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah. So, what would you rate this? Both. Here's what I would have. What do you rate the story, and what do you rate the artwork? And then the overall experience.
Artwork is a 10 because that was.
Yep. Kieran Dwyer.
Well done. Story-wise, again, a 10 because first off, I love Elseworld stories. I'm a huge fan of Elseworld stories. Second off,
with some exceptions.
Yeah, but this one still somehow managed to have Superman raised by Darkseid, but still got the gist of Superman. It's like
exactly
that takes a very gifted type of writer to be able to pull off that pivot.
It's the same thing with Superman Red Sun because in that one they could have like anyone else would have been like the anime movie, America good, Soviets bad. That was my problem with the animated movie. That's why I did not like the Super Red Sun movie. It did fall into that trapping.
Yeah, it did a little bit, but I mean, Superman still turned good at the end. But
when you change the ending, where it then continues on with the American standpoint and everything.
And the whole Wonder Woman being only a lesbian and not loving Superman, because that was a very significant part of Red Sun. Her
being only a lesbian, and again, it was played off that she was only a lesbian because it's so clearly, but she's on an island of women. Of course she's a lesbian.
So you're telling me she comes from one society and then meets men for the first time?
It doesn't change her. It doesn't change her.
No. It's real. It was also done in such a offhanded way, and I was like, okay, I don't like this. But
yeah.
But back to it. I like Elseworld stories that put Superman in these new circumstances where they make him kind of evil, but then revert him back and make it so no, he's always this certain way. So I dig that.
Exactly.
And the overall
I completely agree.
Amazing.
It was. The overall experience, very much amazing. You should get your own copy if you can ever find it.
If I can find it for like a decent price, because it's on Amazon for
like Look how much it normally cost. It was $12.95 originally. I think you'll get it for a good price.
Were that cheap?
Well, then again, the paper stock is still pretty flimsy.
It's pretty Marvel toilet paper style.
Yeah, oh, trust me, when I still have my copy of The Deaths in the Family, there's some parts where I can see right through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I had a liquid got a little bit on it, and because of that, I see right through it, you know?
No, that's scary. That's always a very scary moment of comic collecting.
Yep, but hey, Jared, thank you for coming on, and thank you
Anytime,
everyone for
dude.
watching. And yeah, who knows, maybe we can do some other Superman Elseworlds. I've already done
Heck yeah.
speeding bullets with someone, so sorry that one's off the board, but
Dang it.
then there's Superman Active and JLA Act of God.
I love that story. I love that story.
Gee, I wonder why.
No, it's
Even though everyone.
Not just that, but it's kind of funny. Superman goes through an existential crisis because he doesn't have his powers anymore.
To an extent, but let's be honest though, it's way too much of Batman's the greatest, and everyone should just be like him.
Yeah, exactly. It's total Bat godness.
Oh yeah, but also it ruins some characters like Kal-El and Booster. Like Booster really plays up the whole. Oh yeah, he would sell everyone out. No, he wouldn't.
But here's the thing about that too. You're telling me the asteroid affects a Green Lantern ring? I can accept. Okay, it knocks out the powers for Superman. Wonder
Well, we
Woman,
never hear,
Superman.
but they never hear anyone else. And then magic, and also magic gets erased.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And they just disappear. And they just disappeared. Even those who come from heaven, like Zariel, just disappeared. Like someone who could actually have explained what was going on. Gone. Why? Because he didn't care. Doug Mullen.
Yeah, the writer didn't want to explain.
He didn't want to explain because he just wanted. Oh, Batman is the greatest. Everyone lost their powers and they'll fall apart. So everyone has to follow Batman's views.
Which, yeah, but
Well, why do you like it?
It's not just the Superman and Wonder Woman thing.
And please don't tell me you actually believe that's how Lois would be. Please do not tell me.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Of course
because even
not.
you have admit that was bullshit.
That was BS.
Especially when it's post-crisis Superman and Lois saying this. That's the worst part. It's post-crisis Lois saying this.
She wouldn't abandon Clark. I got news for you. As far as I know,
because she married Clark first.
As much as I can't stand the character, even I'll admit, yeah, that would not happen. That would not happen.
She fell in love with Clark first. She accepted the proposal from Clark before he gave and revealed his secret to her. She loved the man. She didn't care about. It's like Moick wanted to take the pre-crisis Lois's sensibilities and felt, it applies to post-crisis when it didn't.
Yeah, well, at least it's an Elseworld story, so it's not like that is Lois. That's why I'm like...
No, but again, it was playing with post-crisis Lois in this Elseworld setting. It's because basically we're meant to believe this is still the post-crisis DC universe until this event happened.
But it's even with Wonder Woman. I'm like, she wouldn't get all of a sudden depressed and try to...
And then go on Wall Street, and then then she ready to kill herself when she already knew she was pregnant.
By the way, no, yeah, exactly. Because if anything, if she lost her power, she'd just become a full-on UN ambassador. There's no way she would, first off, go to Wall Street, and second off, get depressed and try to kill herself after she has Clark's kid.
Or when she finds out she's expecting his kid, yeah.
Yeah, it would... Nothing... I enjoy that story for what it is, but when you really think about it, a lot in that storyline, you have to suspend your disbelief on a lot of stuff.
Exactly. But again, there's some others we can go over, like, the what if Superman landed during the Civil A Nation Divided. Superman A Nation Divided.
If there's one where he lands in the Civil War?
Yes. Have you read that one?
No.
Maybe next time we'll do that one. It'll be a lot shorter too.
Yeah, is he? Does he side with the Union or the Confederates?
Actually, there's a nice twist at the end that I dare not reveal. There is a great twist at the end, which I'm not even going to hint at, but you'd love it. And then another book we go over, Superman Transformed, when he becomes the Electric Blue. That arc.
Oh boy.
Actually, it's not bad. The story. That's the funny thing about that story. On its own, it's not bad. It's not great, but given how it was never meant to be a permanent change, That's actually why David Michelini got fired. He confessed that in an interview publicly.
And even what's kind of funny is that if you read Grant Morrison's JLA run, that's one of the few times when the blue was actually cool.
Yeah, he used. He took what was given and played with it. But yeah, that whole era wasn't bad, and that story where he changed was actually a good story.
Yeah, it was just odd, and it's an odd choice. Let's give him only blue powers.
Or electrical power. But then, hey, eventually led to Superman Red and Blue.
Which, okay, that was cool. And then obviously they gave him his powers back because everyone was like, no, this is dumb.
Well, again, it was never meant to last.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be permanent. It was just meant to be a nice shakeup. It was meant to be similar to what happened with Reign of the Supermen. You know, even that wasn't permanent. It was long term, but it eventually got resolved.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Electric Blue only lasted like what? A year?
Yeah, it's in hindsight it seems longer, but yeah, it's relatively short.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it started in no, it was actually from February to June. It lasted only a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that was the Red and Blue era. But yeah, but the Electric Blue started in early in '98.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, in '97. So yeah, it lasted only a year. And again, it was meant to only last a year.
Interesting.
Yeah, because again, it was always meant to be a temporary story. But yeah, so again, Jared, thank you for coming on. Hopefully we can do another one.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye-bye.